So really the next project is, we've got most of the floor out as far as the plywood and the rubber coating. We have this one sheet left, and as you can see, we've been moving these two heater cores up this way as we've been moving. Now we have a choice of swinging them back out, taking this piece out and dealing with the hose on the side, or just making this our next project and getting these out of here. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get them out of the way. We're not going to be utilizing these. We've finally made a decision. We don't want to have to build around them. So as far as taking these out to this point, it's just a few bolts on the side, and you might have seen that in some past videos where we unbolted them and just kind of swung them out of the way. There's just two lines of hose that go to each one, as well as a power wire that runs the fans when you want to get heat out of them. Inside these lines is antifreeze from the engine. So of course, when you take these apart, you got to be careful of that. And what we're going to do over here, you can see there is a connection for both hoses. We're just going to loop it back to itself and eliminate all of these lines. Now we're going to lose antifreeze here. There's just no way around it, but we'll do the best we can to minimize that. And one way we're going to do that is we're going to take these two heaters and we're going to set them outside on the ground so they are lower. And then all this hose up here will be higher. That'll help eliminate how much antifreeze we lose from these so we don't make a mess. And then hopefully we're going to be able to cap this pretty quickly. There is a piece in between here already that's connecting these two together. So what I'm going to do, instead of making up something, I'm going to just take one of these lines, cut it back here far enough that I can take it and turn it, pull the other line off, take this one and loop it right back into itself. And that should temporarily take care of the problem. Eventually I want to cut these back further underneath here. Now if you look up there, there's a valve right there. What I'm going to do is shut that valve off. That valve is designed to help stop the flow of antifreeze back to those back heaters. So if I shut that off, that's going to also help eliminate antifreeze loss. So by shutting that off and having the heater cores out on the ground, I'm hoping we limit our antifreeze loss quite a bit. You want me to carry it and you run the hose? Oh, I should have unhooked the wires. That's all right. You're gonna turn it sideways. All right. This one may not go all the way. If I can get one step down, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That one's leaking.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Might be able to go further with it.
Well, remember, I gotta have hose to
True.
mess with. That alone will help. Alright, so I have less hose with this one, so I can't go all the way out with it, but this is now at least lower than our connection. That's going to help a lot in reducing how much loss antifreeze we have. Incidentally, these wires you see, we are going to keep these wires because they go directly to two switches. I will coil them up, zip tie them, tuck them over in the corner out of the way, and that could be something that we potentially use later on. We'll switch to run something. All right, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to take this apart. And hopefully, oh, I want to shut that valve off first, Trace. You want to reach in there and shut that valve? And I wonder if that's the front. I wish I knew which one that was. It don't matter. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and loosen one clamp here. Now we already know we're probably going to get way more antifreeze than we want because I got to disconnect this. I'm mainly concerned about losing antifreeze from this side. I don't want to lose it from the engine any more than I have to. This side I can pick up in the air and hand it off to Tracy. Then I got to cut this one, pick this side of it up quickly, take this side and try to feed it in there. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know if it's even going to come apart easy. I don't know what we're up against, and hopefully nothing breaks, but we're going to find out. Worst case, I'll cut this here to get it to come loose. So I don't want to break the other side of it. Okay, all right. She's turning, that's a good sign. I had to move this way because I was at the wrong angle. I couldn't get in like this, so hopefully you can still see all right. This hose has been on there for, well, about 20 years or so. I don't even know how you feel that through there. Again, my back is worn out from doing all this bending. I can't support myself like I want to. I'm giving my razor blade. That might actually be better. Okay. Oh. Okay, as you can see, we got antifreeze. Now, we gotta get that to come off there. Let's see here. I gotta get it to. It's not cut where I needed it to cut. Unfortunately. There we go. Try to put my thumb over this end and lift this end up. Alright, we're not doing too bad. You should have gloves on, Trace.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you have to put that somewhere and then get gloves on, because I'll need your help.
Why don't I hold it for a minute while you get gloves?
My choice. You need to either hold this, or you got to cut this and hold these two while I try to get it turned around.
I would rather hold what you're.
Okay.
I don't think I can cut.
All right. Okay.
Adam's takes me or something.
All right. Ready?
Yep. Oh, my thumb's not big enough. My thumb's not big enough.
As I start cutting this, I'm gonna have a slit that I have to still finish cutting.
Oh, it's gonna pour. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no way of stopping it.
On this side, so it's gonna pour all
Right.
over the.
And I need it long enough so I gotta be able to make a twist in it and go
Yep.
back in. So
Alright, we're about to get soaked in antifreeze.
unless that valve.
Yep.
I just don't want to get sprayed in the face. You sure, Mark? I don't have gloves on.
Well, it's just that I can wash that one hand real quick before I go into the house. I'll rub it in dirt or whatever.
Yeah, I can make the corner. Just how much is coming out of this? No, not too bad. Okay. That about the right distance?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to just move. There we go. Shit, I need the clamp.
Oh, where's the clamp? On the other.
On the tall one before I slid back somewhere.
It's right behind the mirror there.
I'll take it apart to put it on, so I'm not gonna take this back off. We got it done. I got it turned around here, and again, eventually we're gonna want this cut way back inside there, but this is a temporary solution to get that heating stuff out of our way so we can go ahead and get the rest of this floor pulled out. So I will high speed some of the video that we were kind of messing around so you can see how much antifreeze we lost here, and we actually caught most of it. I would say we lost maybe a half gallon, probably not even that, maybe a quart. So I think we did pretty good considering. So putting those out on the ground was definitely a huge help. Just gonna tighten this clamp up, and then we will get this out of here, get this cleaned up, and we can move back on to taking the floor up. So if you have heater cores and stuff you're not going to keep in your bus, that's pretty much what you have to do. Sometimes these hoses run underneath the bus. Sometimes there's metal stuff in them too you have to deal with. But essentially the procedure is the same to get these out of your bus. And then it's just a matter of getting this connection where you want it out of the way, if you want to go all the way back to the engine with it or what have you. But that's how you do it. Thanks for swinging by Life the Wild Ride and another project on the bus down and out of the way.